It's always been a little question about whose song was it?
Man, Halle Berry, that motherfucker, that's like the biggest mystery, my nigga, like of all time. During that time, like every interview I did was about that same thing, and nobody still really knew. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, since I'm just gonna kill the whole thing and just walk all the way through it. You know, Halle Berry originally, like we was at PV. You know what I'm saying? Prairie View. You know what I'm talking about? That's like when I was really getting the shit popping down there. At this time, this is like that might have been early '08. You feel me? Something like that. I had PV on lock as far as with the music shit, the rap shit, and then we were doing parties, our music was playing, everything. Everybody knew when it came to that rap shit and the music shit, I had it on lock. So Superstar was a producer. I had Primetime Click at PV, and he was in Primetime Click, you know, but he was in there as a producer, like he was making beats and shit, you know what I'm saying? He told me he wanted to make beats. So he basically, you know, was making beats, and then he was from Killeen, and one day, you know, he told me he was rapping and whatnot, but DJ Merc was a nigga that hit me and was like, hey, Superstar hit me, he trying to, you know, get on board, you know what I'm talking about, like, he got the Halle Berry song, and then I was like, I ain't heard Halle Berry. He was in Killeen with it. He was like, he got a song Killeen called Halle Berry. He said, I'm gonna send it to you, listen to it, and he sent it to me. I was like, hey, this whole hard, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, Superstar, they approached me to get on the song because Superstar didn't have no rap buzz, like nobody didn't know him as a rapper, except I guess from Killeen. So long story short, like I hopped on it, you know what I'm saying? It blew up at PV, and it was just a PV song. It was a PV hit, everybody at PV knew it. And that's where it was, PV and Killeen, and that's what it was. Then summertime, they came back, and I was doing a club run, because I already had Walk That Walk popping. Walk That Walk was already moving around. Yeah, that hoe was already like moving in the club, so I was heavy in the clubs already. You know what I'm saying? But Walk That Walk was in the clubs, but Halle Berry, you know, ended up blowing up faster. But you know what I'm saying? So I'm the one that took Halle Berry through the clubs during Dallas. Like nobody knew the song. So even that night he talking about the OJ Juice Man, whatever, at Club Circuit, that was like one of the first nights that Dallas was getting introduced to it. You know what I'm talking about? So I was already running around the club, so I threw that in my mix. I told him, I was just like, nigga, I'm finna blow this shit up in Dallas. Nigga, every night we would hit up. This one you had, even before that, you had Rhythm City, you had everything. We were hitting everything in the city performing, and I was already doing Walk the Walk, and I was throwing Halle Berry in there, and then it started blowing up. Long story short, it got big, it blew up in Texas, and then, damn, what happened? Hurricane Chris needed a single, you feel me? Like, his count was like they needed a single. Playing Skills offered to sign me, Superstar, and his little management to a little deal. I didn't do the deal. Playing Skills.
Hold on, why not? Yeah, at that time, Playing Skills was
nah, bro, like they was, and you know, and I told them that, like at that time, I told Playing Skills and them, like, my nigga, I respect what y'all doing, but I'm not for the sign of y'all some producers, whatever. And I told Superstar, I'm like, bro, we ain't gotta sign a deal, we don't gotta do the deal, you know what I'm talking about? Superstar did the deal, still fuck with him. Yeah, Superstar did the deal.
Like,
he did the deal, bro. Like, honestly,
riding dirty on
honestly, I thought it was stupid. We thought it was stupid, bro. But like, long story short, my nigga, this how the problem came in place. When the Playing Skills at that time, they didn't really give a fuck. They were just like, whoever, so we'll do the deal, whatever. I was just like, I ain't gonna do the deal. Superstar do the deal, then he'll be doing that deal with y'all. And I had respect for him, but I just didn't want to do no deal with Playing Skills. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I just was on my own shit. Then, you know, they were just like, well, fuck it, we'll take Dorrough off the song, because he signed a deal, so we can do it like this. And then long story short, them motherfuckers didn't do the paperwork right. You know what I'm saying? The paperwork was already done on the song, me, Q Smith, all that, whatever. They took the song, they did that, they blew it up. Actually, Hurricane Chris needed a single. So Hurricane Chris he reached out to Playing Skills, or his count reached out to Playing Skills and was like, hey, we need a single for Hurricane Chris. And Playing Skills now had lost, the song died down, because all the DJs in Dallas, they knew that I'm the one that, you know what I'm saying, broke the song. So when the story got out that they took me off on a remix or something and tried to push that version, they never supported that shit. This is when the Definition DJs was running, you know, the whole DJ scene. So they killed that shit. That shit died fast, like just like that. Then Playing Skills was like, hey, we got a single for Hurricane Chris. So he went to them, they sold the song to Hurricane Chris. Because they died, they figured like, well, Hurricane Chris can do something with it. So they end up giving to Hurricane Chris. The paperwork was already signed, you feel me? We already had ownership of the song. So they basically did like what you would call a legal deal, basically. But we never approached them about that. I already knew that if they blow this shit up, I'm gonna still get paid for it. And everybody in Texas know what it really is, you feel me? So it started coming back to where that's where me and Hurricane Chris started beefing. Like, man, Hurricane Chris started.
Wait, y'all start beefing? Hey, I missed that.
Nah, nigga, me and Chris, everybody, you know, especially at that time, knew it was a beef. And like, me and Hurricane Chris, we cool now. We chopped it up in LA about this some years ago.
How many diss tracks you write on that nigga?
Nah, I ain't do it. Nah, this is what happened. He went on 106 in Park.
And he went on 106 in Park?
This where the problem came in. Homie had went on 106 in Park. And he was like, they was like, how the fuck? They asked him what was Roxy. She was like, how you get Halle Berry popping? Or how did they get the song come about? Right. So I was gonna see what he was gonna say. I was like, I don't see what he gonna say. This nigga was like, shit, I was in the studio one night and I was like, Halle Berry, he just said, I said, man, bro, I bust out laughing, fam. So like, it was the fact that he took that angle and just said some shit on national TV. Then that man, him started having a little issue. We started going back and forth. It was like some little interview stuff. That shit died down. And that's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how it all ended up in Hurricane Chris and them hands. Anyway, it really didn't start out with Hurricane Chris Count because they didn't know the backstory of it. The backstory came through, you know, it was a long story. They just, hey, nigga, they heard a song and they bought into it and they did their thing. But long story short, to this day, I still get, even from the Hurricane Chris version, I still get paid from the Hurricane Chris. So he promoted the song and they Count promoted the song that got me paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was really like my first big paycheck from Halle Berry. Before my own shit.
Nigga pulled the whole Easy.
Yeah.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.